Greetings to everyone joining us for this preview. It is pre-recorded on Thursday for the Friday meeting, Friday the 12th of May, racing at Fairview, and the first race is off at 12 noon. Just looking at the card at this stage, it's a 9-race program, so the exotics will only commence in race number 2. And on the line with us, as per the norm, none other than Grant Paddock. Now, Grant, welcome to the show. Just chatting to you off air, you're telling us that the weather's not quite playing ball your side of the woods.
Morning, Sheldon. Morning, punters. Yeah, weather doesn't look good for Port Elizabeth. I must be honest with you. Big front coming through, just about ready to strike us now in the morning. Heavy winds, and there's rain expected this afternoon, this evening, and the whole day tomorrow. So it's going to be an interesting day. I'm going to tip the card according to the grass, being at a grass meeting. But if we have solid overnight rain and rain through the day tomorrow, things can definitely change. We're just going to have to take it by ear and see what happens with the weather.
Well, thanks very much, Grant. As we say, it's in the lap of the gods. We'll see how much rain they do have in Fairview, and then we'll keep a close eye in the morning. As we say, it is pre-recorded, so take note of the final declarations. But as we stand early on Thursday morning, we are racing on the turf at Fairview, and let's get straight into the first race. And race number 1, they are currently betting 18-10, number 11, Miss Tucker. I'm going on the Hollywoodbets site here. Number 11, Miss Tucker is 18-10. Number 1, Siberian Fox is 5-2. And the only other runner in single figures, number 14, Successful Lady at 4-1. Grant, judged by the betting, the bookmakers think that it's a 3-cornered contest?
Yeah, listen, work riders race, Port Elizabeth, very, very tricky. Thank goodness it's not in the exotics at all. But this filly, Miss Tucker, that's the favourite. She's definitely looking for further. She's been running on over 1,012, and I think she'll win a race soon. I don't know if a work rider's 1,000 is the right kind of a race. She probably needs it a touch further. I think the race is made here for Siberian Fox. He shows a lot of pace. He's back down to his favourite trip of 5 furlongs. I think he's probably the horse to beat with Miss Tucker running on strongly. And then this filly, Successful Lady, I know the work rider, he used to work for me, very, very good work rider. She can only improve on an average debut. And then from the Mitchley yard, probably California Boy, who showed a lot of pace first time out. Well, in his last start at the Vol, maybe he can do something. But a very tricky race. But I'm gonna give it to Siberian Fox. I think this one's found the right kind of a race for him.
Just a quick question. The first time I've seen Jay Van Niekerk, any relation to Grant Van Niekerk?
No, definitely not. Janneman van Niekerk, he's been in the game ever since he was a youngster, been riding work all around by everybody, but definitely not any family of Grant van Niekerk.
Okay, so there we go. Race number 1, Siberian Fox. That is the horse that Grant will be going with. Let's get on to the opening leg of the bipot, which is race number 2. And looking at the betting, number 1, Ella Domaricia. That is the firm favourite at 12-10. Anna Karenina, number 4, is trading at 7-2. You can get 11-2 and better the rest. The Brett Crawford stables send out the favourite with Louis Mkotwa aboard with the number 1 draw. And just looking at some of those form lines, could be too strong for this field, Grant?
Yeah, 100%, Sheldon. Far too strong for this field. You know, a length and a quarter to Sarki, 2 lengths, Senior Victoria, Inside Story, 2 lengths, Cloud Chaser, 2 lengths. Far too strong with a draw, with a jockey. Best bet on the card, 12-10, won't last. Probably jump closer to 7, 8-10. Very strong on her. Banker in the bipot first leg. People who don't want to bank her can back up with Anna Karina and Ponderosa Pine. The race will happen from those 3, and very, very strong on the 1 year, Sheldon.
There we go, number 1, Ella Domaricia, possible banker and a bet in all to come. So take number 1, Ella Domaricia. Talking about number 4, Anna Karenina. There's some decent form lines there. If you go back throughout the form lines have been franked. So perhaps that's the ready-made exacta, the 1 and the 4 in race number 2. But Grant very bullish on number 1, Ella Domaricia from the best of the draws. That'll take us on to race number 3. And race number 3 when we get there. That'll be over 1,400 meters, due off at 1,300 hours. Let's just click on to the betting for the third race, where number 1 Ferrari Ice is 33-10, joint with number 6 Slings and Arrows, number 2 Safe Return 7-2, and then number 8 Teatro at 4-1. Judged by the betting in the third race, Grant, it's quite a congested market, not much separating the top quartet.
Yeah, tricky kind of a race this, Sheldon. You know, there's a couple of horses that are very close to each other here. You know, Ferrari Ice, who was the favourite, he ran the other day 2 weeks ago, and to me it was quite a flat run, very unlike him, because he's normally a solid performer. To get beaten 6 lengths was very strange. I actually went for him that day and there was no kind of a run from him. I do like his stable companion Slings and Arrows. I think he's a forward horse that length to Mount Anderson is a very good run, and Mount Anderson's 108, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That's a very good run. I've actually gone for him to win it, Slings and Arrows, and the horse that's also going to improve is this horse Teatro, number 8. I think he won a very good race when they backed him last time out. He'll enjoy the 1,400. There's no doubt. He'll be in the money. You got to respect Ferrari Ice as well, and then the 3-year-old who really like being back on over the trip is Pure Maverick. I know he's improved back home, lightweight, but I think the horse to beat here is definitely Slings and Arrows in a tricky kind of a race. I know they're trying Safe Return over a bit further, the 1,400 from a good draw. I'm not 100% sure if you're going to get to 1,400, so I'm going to stick with Slings and Arrows here.
Let's go on to race number 4. This will be the opening leg of the Pick 6, being a 9-race program over 1,400 meters. And a quick look at the betting, where number 10, Bournemouth, is trading at 9-2. Number 7, Brendan James, is 5-1. And number 4, Equestrian Affair, at 11-2. The only 3 runners in single figures. Opening leg of the Pick 6. Let's touch on number 10, Bournemouth. Here's a horse who's come to life and won the maiden very impressively. And if memory serves me correct, there was a lot of talk about this individual last time out.
100%, a lot of talk, and once again a lot of talk. Always very difficult to come out of your maidens straight into MR78. Not going to be easy for him. They do fancy him very strongly again for Friday. I think it's a lot more difficult for him. There's horses like Equestrian Affair, who's on the front foot, and Brendan James, who's done absolutely nothing wrong, really done very well in PE. So it's going to be a bit tricky, this race. There's also like Fiery Duke, who won very well last time out. Even though it was in a weaker division, he won very easily. I've gone 6 horses in the Pick 6 here. I think it's that open. 2, 3, 4, 7, 10, and 11. And I think Brendan James and Equestrian Affair are going to be my top 2.
Now, just touching on number 2, Silver Tycoon, having a look at the betting at around 12 and 14 to 1. This is a horse who achieved a 90 at the height of his career. He's had a few runs there locally on the poly track. This could be the lurker, I feel.
100% Sheldon, definitely a lurker. They fancied him actually last time out, but it was second run after layoff, and he just got caught out with that. Third run, cherry ripe, good jockey, good draw, got to be there.
There we go. So Silver Tycoon at around 12 and 14 to 1. That'll be a horse that I'll be structuring a few bets around. And as you heard from Grant, certainly last time was fancied. Maybe just needed that one more run. Could be a horse to throw into all of the exotics. That'll take us on to race number 5, which is run over 1,600 meters. Quite an open-looking affair here with number 2, And We Dance, 7-2. Number 3, Bella Belize, is trading at around 9-2. Number 1, Ikoria, is 5-1. Now, looking at this Pinnacle Stakes, number 2, And We Danced, is best weighted ahead of number 1, Ikoria. And just looking at number 1, Ikoria, we'll be getting the 2.5 kilograms off the back, so that might just swing the pendulum in her favour. Where are you leaning in race number 5, Grant?
Very tricky fillies race this. I don't like it, I must be very honest with you. As And We Dance coming back from a 2-month layoff, we got her carrying 62 kilos, not going to be easy. She was beaten by her stable companion, Wings of Fire, last time out, who went to the front under the Munga Drive, but she's up 5.5 kilos, so she's going to probably, And We Dance will probably be able to turn the stable companion around. But then you got the likes of Bella Belize, who won a very good race last time out, very easily, and she's on the up. Ikoria coming back also from 56 days off, where she had a flat run. She didn't see out the 1800 in the Oaks Plate, but prior to that, she won a very, very good mile. And then the horse which I actually fancy in the race is the number 6 horse, Unconditional Love. She's ran to much stronger in Johannesburg. She won extremely easily first time out here. Big filly, no problem to carry 59.5. And I'm actually going to go with the Ziesman Oosthuizen horse here, Unconditional Love, to win it from And We Danced, Ikoria, and Bella Belize. Those 4.
Let's go on to race number 6, the Dahlia Plate. Dahlia Plate over 1,200 metres, so that will be down the lane at this stage of the game. Racing at this stage is on the turf. As you heard, the cooler weather with the rainy conditions are rolling in, so we'll take it step by step. But as you recall, we are racing on the turf. Looking at the betting, number 4, Lunar Halo, is the current favourite at 16-10, has won 2 of her 3 runs to date. Number 5, Golden Sickle, a winner of the debut, and then taken on some decent opposition after that. So Golden Sickle has run well in some classy contests since winning the maiden easily, and certainly she could add this to the tally. Who are you in the camp of? Are you going to go with number 4 Lunar Halo, who you know quite well, or number 5 Golden Sickle, or are you looking out of those two?
No, I'm actually in the favour of the colt here. Vision of Wonder. I watched that last win of his. He won in an absolute canter, did nothing wrong. His times are quicker than anything else out there. He's a big, strong horse, and I think he's really going to go places. I take him to win it. Luna Halo, top filly. She'll have her work cut out against the Golden Sickle. With maybe the kilo, Golden Sickle probably will turn that around. So I'm going to go Vision of Wonder, Golden Sickle, and Luna Halo. I think those 3 will fight it out. I don't think there's anything else past that.
So those are the 3 horses you'll need for the exotics there. So go with numbers 1, Vision of Wonder, number 4, Luna Halo, and also number 5, Golden Sickle, one of the races where you can narrow it down. Moving along to race number 7, the World Sports Betting East Case Derby, listed over 2,400 metres. And granted, it's always very delightful looking forward to these staying races where you got a horse like number 1, Perfection, the 3-year-old. He's really looking to take up the distance of 2,400 metres and strutty stuff, taking on his other 3-year-olds here. And just looking at his overall form, he's done nothing wrong.
No, Sheldon definitely done nothing wrong. I can tell you one thing. If it does go to Polly tomorrow, he's a massive runner. He absolutely floats on that Polly, and I think he will be very hard to beat. If it goes to Polly, they cut the trip back to 2,200, and they give him a soft lead, he will be very hard to beat. On the grass, different story, long straight. There's going to be a pace on. There's no doubt that Dammy's been put in the race to do that kind of a job. Alan won't want a canter sprint race with the Cape Town horses in the field for Heathcliff. So I think the pace will be on. If it stays on grass, it'll be a hard run, 2-4. There's a couple of suspect horses here. Machete Man, Active War out of a Var mare. He probably battled to get 2,400. And I don't see any other horse that's been 2,400 excepting the horse that won his maiden, Lord Nelson, who won a very good 2-4 last time out from Stone Loss. So he definitely stays. I'm taking Heathcliff to win it. I think Alan will make sure that everything goes right in the race with regards to the pace. Heathcliff from Cosmic Event, Perfection, and Cherry Anu, who's also done nothing wrong but trying the trip for the first time.
Right, let's move on to race number 8. We've got races 8 and 9 to cover, so the final double on the card. Race number 8 is over 1,900 metres, where number 1, Blonde Act, is currently your favourite, 18-10. Number 7, American Landing, is at 7-2. Number 3, Zigzag, is priced up at 4-1. So just looking at the betting, numbers 1 and 7 seem to be the 2 horses attracting the support. In race number 8 over the 1,900 metre trip, Blonde Act's a winner of 6 out of the 22 to date. 3 of those have been on turf, and a horse who's got a good draw.
Yeah, good draw, good jockey, stable's in form. Shocking run last time out. I was strong on him last time out, and he disappointed. I thought maybe the handicapper had got hold of him. We'll have to see. He is the favourite. The big runner here, number 2, Jacob's Ladder, been running against way stronger. The likes of Barak, grazing in the grass twice. PC Now World. Those are 0.75 to Santa Teresa. He's a big runner, there's no doubt, especially if it moves over to Polly. Blondak, probably the horse to beat. King's Crusader got the blinkers back on now. They've dropped him in trip to the 1900. He'll run a better race. And Magnum Fire, same for him. He'll also run a better race. So I'm going the one Blondak from Jacob's Ladder, Magnum Fire and King's Crusade. I think the winner will come from there.
Now this horse, number 7, American Landing, he was once upon a time a 101. I was following him for an eternity, and I was just about to give up on American Landing, and then he came through and he beat Guy Alexander at 11-2. He had 2 fair runs after that, and then last time I had a little bit of a go on him. I thought maybe he can just show them a clean pair of heels, and he absolutely waltzed in American Landing. What do you make of his chances over the distance again?
He doesn't seem to put 2 races together, the 8-year-old, and they've now they gave him 6 points for that, so he's back in the 80s where he didn't really perform. So I think it's going to be a lot tougher for him.
Rightio, let's get on to race number 9. This will bring down the curtain at Fairview, 16:30, 1,000 meters. And now when you look at the numbers, there are approximately 17 runners going to the gate at this time of recording. Just to have a double check, there's no scratchings at this time of recording. The current favourite, number 1, Slim Yanni, who's had the 1 run there on the poly track when really taking off late to run second, is 9-2. Number 2, Coastal Path, that is Alan Creoff and Richard Ferree, trading at 5-1, returning from a 63-day absence, ahead of number 8, Watchtower at 5-1. Number 3, First Origin, is 11-2, and then you can get 7-1 and better the rest. Let's start off with the current favourite, number 1, Slim Yanni. You must have been quite impressed with that local introduction.
Yeah, very, very good run, Sheldon. Very, very good run to a horse that's very progressive. Caitlin's Boy, he won 2 in a row now, both on the poly, but this horse finished his race off extremely well. 1,000 meters, he's got the claimer on to take that 2.5 off. That'll help him. Big runner. Still not a big fan of those 3-year-olds carrying those bomb weights, but very tricky race beyond Slim Yanni and Coastal Path. Probably slight preference for Coastal Path, and then you have the likes of Great Melody, and a horse like Bethel cannot be left out over 1,000 meters on the grass. There's no doubt. So for me, I went 1, 7, 2, and 4, but it can get tricky if one of those don't come in. The 2-year-olds have to show that the handicap has got them at the right place, but carrying 61 kilos. Not going to be easy for them, and the other one I think is carrying 57.5, Watchtower, but that beat Vandalize, who didn't frank the form, so it's probably going to be a little bit difficult for those 2-year-olds. 1, 7, 2, and 4 for me, Sheldon.
Now, you mentioned a horse called Bethel. If you look at that run of number 5 of Vernie Warrior, the penultimate run finished second to Bethel. So they're both trading at around 16-1. I think number 5 of Vernie Warrior is definitely worth throwing into the bigger perms.
Has to go in, there's no doubt. Stable jocks on that one, so that's probably the one that they fancy in the yard. So, bigger perms. Listen, and when you get to bigger perms, you're going to have to definitely put it in, there's no doubt.
Well, thanks very much, Grant, and let's see what the weather does over the next 24 hours as we are pre-recording on Thursday. As usual, thanks very much for your input, and let's hope that the weather plays ball.
Thank you very much, Sheldon. Go well.
Thanks very much to Grant Paddock joining us on the line for the meeting on Friday, which will be run at Fairview. At this stage of the game, we are racing on the turf, but as he said, the weather is rolling in. They are expecting cooler and wet conditions. So on Friday morning at around about 9 o'clock or so, once the final declarations are through, we'll know exactly where we stand. And as you, the punter, the viewer, keep up the hard work, keep punting, and hopefully the horses run for you on the track.